2 at home this season.
Shane Gostisbehere extends his rookie streak with 12 games in a row now, at least 1 point. Unfortunately for Henrik Lundqvist, kind of spoils a neat thread we had going here. Alicia Narain is a hotshot goaltender for the new Westminster Royals. And Cooper, that's your team behind you, Alicia, so the great applause for you there. Just came off the ice, actually, playing at Queen's Park, and will help us select the 3 stars tonight. And Cooper Burks is a fine young defenseman playing in the Royal system as well. And pleasure to have you both. And I know Tara's been researching some really good questions for you. So,
well, I've been
Tara,
grilling them, as always. And I'll start with you, Alicia, because you, I think, exemplify tenacity, because you have tried really, really hard to get where you are. So talk about your journey as a goaltender.
Well, it wasn't like, it was kind of hard. So, we started off in Pee Wee, and I went off to my first warm up, and I wasn't really that great. So, there's some concerns back and forth with the association asking if I really wanted to play, and there's still options for girls hockey, but I didn't really think about it at that moment, so it was more of this. So yeah.
So, but at the age of 12, you decided to actually get help in conjunction with your dad, who's also your coach. So how have you been getting assistance in playing?
Well, I had my mentor, really been there for me for almost 3 years now.
Yeah.
Keegan Melanchuk, and I also went to Veets goalie camps. So.
And that has just changed your game completely?
Yeah, it really helped me improve, and I also had amazing coaches for my 3 years.
Including your dad. And I asked you, Cooper, if you had that same level of tenacity. You said, when I start something, I have to finish it.
Yeah, I have to finish anything. Even winning provincials 2 years back, and we went there. We had a game. It was semifinals, and then we were down 2-1, or it was some deficit, and we came back, and it was one of the best games of my life.
And you wear the A. What does that mean to you?
Well, it just shows that I have to be a leader on the team. I know that my favorite player is Jonathan Toews, and he's just such a great leader. For the run he's taken Chicago Blackhawks on, and he just has some great qualities. So I try and follow what he does.
Alicia, I should mention there's a trophy that your team is holding behind us. What is that?
Well, that's the trophy that we won just recently for our Coquitlam Chill tournament. We won gold, and that's the trophy, and so I guess that's what they're drinking out of.
I don't want to know what they're drinking out of that.
Hey, is Keegan in the photo there? Keegan, raise your hand so we know which one you are. That's the other goaltender. It's kind of remarkable that through the last 3 years of hockey, you've remained goaltender partners. That's fantastic. And the tournament in trail that you won, the provincials, that had to be. You mentioned returning from a deficit. What happened? Was there a goal that you remember, a save that you remember, a coaching message that you remember?
It was all of those combined. I'd say we went to the dressing room, third period. We were down by a couple goals, and just the coach said, you have to believe in yourselves, right? We had great coaching the whole year. It was Rob Nasato, and all the commitment and the volunteering that went in, just all went into this team, and great players. And we came back, and there was 2 goals that happened in the last 5 minutes of the game, which put us into overtime, and we had an overtime winning.
Rob Nasato is the head of minor hockey here in New Westminster. So that's and you, Tara, had a chance to be with Rob. We had 1,000 people show up for a pep rally and a game. The Bantam is the club he's coaching. Just fantastic. So favorites. So I always like to know. You mentioned Jonathan Toews for his tenacity, but you're a defenseman, so I assume you must have a defenseman you may pattern your game after.
You know what? Vancouver Canucks haven't really had a defenseman that I've followed by, but Ham Hughes, he's the one right now that I look up to. He's a great player, taking the shot off his face, but I mean he's battled back and he's doing good right now. So
didn't he though?
Yeah,
it was remarkable the game he put in after that injury. It's sensational. And goaltenders, we don't want to give away your selection because you lost the toss. You get second star tonight, Alicia. But who are some of the goaltenders that you admire?
Well, I really admire Henrik Lundqvist. I feel like his game play is always so strong. He's always there watching the puck, and I also think I don't know.
Carey Price. Everybody seems to love Carey Price.
Carey Price. He's always on top of everything, and yeah.
How'd your game go, by the way? I heard you were great.
Yeah.
You just finished.
I think we won 8-3.
I like your style. You don't even know the score. You did your job. Did you play this weekend?
We played last Tuesday.
So now it's playoffs?
Yep, it's playoffs.
Well, good luck with that. Let's get to the 3 stars this evening at MSG in New York. And you won the toss, as I mentioned, so you get third and first. Who's our third star?
Okay, third star tonight. You answered the bell with a fight early in the game. 5 shots on goal from Philadelphia, Wayne Simmons.
Terrific. Alicia, the second star?
He made 19 saves, played his 667th game for the New York, a record. His 28th victory this year from the New York Rangers, the King, Henrik Lundqvist.
And first star, 5 shots on goal. He scored his 100th NHL goal and added one more later in the game from New York. 2 goals tonight, Derek Stepan.
That's Cooper Burks and Alicia Narain, 2 of the great young hockey players in New Westminster. Fantastic job, you two. Thank you. And Mike, take a bow. Your dad, Alicia's recording the whole thing, and he's your coach, so sensational. Thanks again, Cooper.
Thanks.
Take a short break. We'll come back to wrap, sort of point to what's coming up in a week as this begins our British Columbia tour. We have a couple of stops in the Lower Mainland, Victoria still to come, and later in March, home of great goalies, Penticton. Rogers Hometown Hockey from New York and New West.
Follow your favorite team live with the new NHL app. Stay connected with highlights, replays, news, scores, and more. Download the official NHL app today.
Your brand new car. That first real drive.